Hey guys, it's your boy. I know I haven't talked to you in a while, but I have a special treat for you today. Stick around. So for this immersion, I'm in Dallas, Texas, the capital of patent prosecution. Douglas, didn't you mean patent litigation? Yes, I did. Thank you very much. It's a great immersion, but here's my treat. I have the dean of the law school here, and she's going to tell you guys a little bit about our program. And with her is Mickey Minhouse, formerly of. Did I say your name right? Oh my God! I'm not going to even edit that out. Formerly of Microsoft. So I'll turn you over to them. Good morning, Dean Carpenter.
Good morning, how are you?
Great.
I would love to tell you a little bit about the program. We started this program because we recognize that intellectual property and technology law issues are all over the world, and so many of the challenges we face as a society require great lawyers who are skilled in IP, tech, and information law issues. We also realize that there are a lot of people who, if we need great lawyers, law school is expensive. And if we're only bringing people to law school who are in a position to quit their job and maybe sell their home and move their family to New Hampshire to get a top education in IP, we're leaving out a lot of people who would be some phenomenal attorneys. So we decided to kind of reverse that dynamic and make a top education in IP accessible to people wherever they are. So you can stay in your job, stay in your home, and also attend law school at a school that's been ranked in the top 10 for IP, for over 30 years, ever since they've been ranking programs.
That's fabulous. So that's what I've been telling you guys, and that's the big benefit of this hybrid thing. People like me and you don't have to abandon our work and our families, and we can attend law school and chase those dreams. It's a grind, but it's worth it. So Mickey Minhouse, he has been so hospitable and has offered his firm for us to use during this immersion program, and it's been great. So I'll give you him now. Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Great.
So we're here in Dallas. We're focusing on patent litigation this time around, and we're doing a deep dive, bringing in practitioners from the area. First day, we went to a courthouse in the Eastern District of Texas, Marshall, Texas. Heard directly from Judge Gilstrap and watched a hearing. Yesterday, we had 3 different practitioners come in and talk about their litigation experiences and different aspects of it. And today we have somewhat more of the same, as well as another judge, or the clerk of another judge, Judge Albright, which is the busiest patent docket in the country. They hear an enormous amount of patent cases. We'll be hearing directly from them and their management of patent litigation. So the whole point here is for the students to get not the theoretical side, at least for these immersions. It's really about the practical side. What are the tricks of the trade? What do people experience? Where is the practice going?
Thank you so much. So guys, this was completely off the cuff. I just sprung this interview on them this morning, and I think they were great. It's great information. So and I think our program is unique, and that a lot of law schools don't get to do the things that we're doing right now. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. I'm going to have to cut this short because I have oral arguments this morning, and I'm not quite ready for them. So I'll talk to you soon. Guys, be blessed, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. So, hey guys, I'm not done for today. I thought that what I would try to do is give you a few more quick interviews, even though that last one wasn't great, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. Not great on my part, but I'm here with Faisal, and we'll just talk a little bit about his experience. You've only heard about mine, but good morning, Faisal.
Good morning.
You're on YouTube.
Hi, everyone.
So, hey, So what's your name? Can you introduce yourself to my?
Sure. So my name is Faisal Zaman. I live in Northern Virginia, right outside of DC. I'm a patent examiner, just like Mr. Owens here. This is my 3.5 year here at UNH Law.
So you're about to finish up.
I'm going to be graduating in 2 months. Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, like I've told everyone why I chose UNH. Like the DC area has tons of law schools. There's George Mason, there's American University, there's Catholic, so a lot of law schools. So out of all those local law schools, why did you choose to join the hybrid program and go to UNH?
Yeah, so I mean, I thought about that a lot because I applied to actually most of those schools, and I got into some of those schools too, like American Catholic, GW, Georgetown. I didn't get to all those schools, but then I live in about 45 minutes west of DC, and I also have 3 little kids too, so those programs, they're each 4 years long for a part-time program, and to have to drive into DC 45 minutes without any traffic, 4 or 5 nights a week for 3 hours a night for 4 years, and it's like I was willing to do it.
Yeah.
When I got accepted into those schools, but then I heard about UNH Law and the fact that hybrid online program, ABA accredited, top 10 in IP for ever since the rankings began. It just seemed to fit so well.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not only more convenient, but kind of more doable doing the hybrid law.
I mean, and that and the fact that they specialize in IP is perfect. I mean, we're patent examiners, so that's what we need to learn, and we already have the experience of some patent prosecution experience, so this is just like bolstering what we're already doing. So it just worked out in every way imaginable.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for taking the time. We have work to get to.
Yeah. Oral arguments.
And I'm sure you have great things in front of you. So I appreciate you agreeing to jump on here. So guys, Faisal and I have oral arguments this afternoon, and we are opposing counsel, so we're going against each other. So we're going to do a little bit of collaboration now before we get into it. So I'll talk to you in a minute. Hey guys, still at it. So look, I just wanted to show you this space, and I'll talk about it a little bit later. The space behind me, where we had an alumni mixer yesterday evening, and got to do some networking with some of the alum, and this is a very cool space. And I keep forgetting the name. Marconi, that's the name of this company. So I'll post a little information about it in the comments down below, or in the description. So hopefully I'll have another interview or two for you guys and talk to you soon. So guys, I am back in my hotel room. It's actually the last day of immersion, and I have no idea how I'm going to edit this video that I took today. I gotta apologize for the quality of the sound. I didn't bring my normal stuff that I record with, so I've had to do all the videos on my phone. Yeah, I hope it's okay. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the mixer that I mentioned, and a little bit earlier. I'll probably put this part in right after that. But it was great, and one thing I saw about the mixer is that you start building your network and networking. So it's the network you're going to build is probably, from what I see, a lot different from the professional network that you have now. As you move into the legal field, from what I've seen, it seems that you frequently come across the same people. So I know a lot of times people think about networking professionally in terms of, especially as a student, people are thinking about connections for getting jobs when they finish up, but it really goes beyond that, and that's something that I started really seeing well with the mixer. You meet people and you really start forming lifelong connections, and not so much as even say, hey, I'm looking for a job. It's more like, hey, this is what I've got going on. What are your thoughts? So it's just that kind of like you build those lifelines that you kind of stick with, and like there's another video that I'll post. I did a more in-depth interview with Mickey Minhouse, and I think you guys might enjoy that a little bit, but that's going to be a little too long to include on this video, so I'll probably upload that as a completely separate video onto itself. So now I'm actually about to sleep, but I just thought about that. I thought I'd go ahead and record some thoughts. I'm so delirious. So, alright, yeah, back to the interviews. I got a couple more, 1 or 2 more interviews that I haven't done yet. I'll slide those guys in after this, and that'll be it for this episode. All right, hey guys, we're on the last day of immersion, and I've got a couple more student interviews for you, and I still need to follow up with Mickey. I'm hoping to get that in, but here we have 2 students. I think they're both ahead of me. So on camera, can you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Erica Grant. I am a 3L. I'm graduating in May.
Okay.
And I'm Ken Richard. I'm a 3L and I'm graduating in December.
Congratulations to both of you. So you're both hybrid students, is that right?
Yep.
So let's start with you, Ken. Why the University of New Hampshire and the hybrid program instead of a conventional path like a residential law school program?
Well, when you're mid-career, and I say that being generous to myself, you taking off 3 years when you're mid-career, to take 3 years off and not work, because that's what a residential program requires, is just not feasible for most people. You got kids, you got mortgage, you got life. So the first thing is that because they had a hybrid program, it enabled me to continue to work and go to law school in a 3.5-year period, which is just about the same as most law school programs. Secondly, I have a career in technology, and intellectual property is sort of the law of technology. And so it was interesting to me, and since UNH is one of the top IP law schools in the country, it was great.
Yeah.
So the combination. Plus, I spoke to the dean, Megan Carpenter. She's a remarkable person, and with her leading the school, I was convinced that the experience would be remarkable.
Yeah. So that's great. So what do you do now, or generally?
Well, generally, I've run global sales teams for big companies, for NCR, Xerox, and then I had a bunch of startups of my own. But now I'm actually working as a legal resident at Winston & Strawn, which is a global firm doing antitrust law. And then I'm hoping, after I graduate in December, take the bar in February, and pass the bar, to work at the Attorney General's office in Colorado.
Oh, that's really excellent. So kind of almost a complete career change. You've been connected to law, but it's another aspect.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. You're in the spotlight now. So what do you do now?
I work at a patent law firm. And yeah, I do patent prosecution, also patent litigation.
Okay. And why? Ooh, I just made it really dark. Sorry. So why not a traditional law school program?
I think, kind of reiterating some of what Ken said is just the money aspect of it. I really couldn't afford to do the traditional law school route and not be making money and supporting myself and also attending law school.
Yeah.
And then likewise, I started to look into different online, offerings of law school, and there really wasn't much out there until I came across UNH, which is just patent specific, and I knew that's the type of law I wanted to get into, and then looked into UNH's reputation, or Franklin Pierce reputation, and it kind of has a really wide network of people. So that was my first choice, and it's been great.
So how has it worked out for you so far?
Incredibly well. Before going to law school, I was working at Schneider Electric as a project manager, and I had worked there for 4 years, realized that's not what I want to do with the rest of my life. So then after the first year, I started applying for summer internships, and I got a summer internship in the IP department at a medical device company called Dexcom.
Yeah.
And while there, my boss's boss went to UNH actually, so I made that connection with him and learned a lot from him, learned a lot while working there, and then that connection led me to where I am now at a patent law firm. So.
Great.
Yeah.
And Ken, feel free to chime in here. What do you think has been the most challenging aspect of attending the hybrid program?
You'll hear a lot, I think, as a disadvantage to the program is not being called on, in a typical law school classroom and not, kind of getting that nervousness of answering and talking in front of your peers, arguing in front of your peers. So, that's been a challenge, kind of, because I've heard that's a huge part of law school. But
yeah, but
again,
you get some of that in the immersions, though.
Right,
too,
like this class, we took patent litigation, had to give 2 oral arguments, so you get a taste of it. So I think that's really just been kind of like the biggest downfall, I guess, to the program.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a problem, but I think it's something you have to be prepared for when you go into a program like this. If you're going to work your full-time job,
sure,
and do full-time law school,
it's a grind.
It's a commitment of time, and you have to be really disciplined.
Yeah.
Nobody's there every day looking over your shoulder like a teacher or professor. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that discipline, you'll struggle. You really need to be willing to sit down and do the work.
Yeah, that's great. That's great feedback. So thank you both. I know I just kind of sprung this on you, and I'm sure that what you guys have shared is going to be helpful to somebody that's picking up this and trying to figure out their path. So thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
So that's it from this immersion. Now I'm just relaxing in the airport, waiting for my plane to head out. So I hope that you guys got something useful out of this. I got a lot of useful stuff out of this immersion, and I think mostly it was the networking piece of it funny enough. But the patent litigation was very informative and enlightening. So I hope you like this. I'll follow up. My next video, I'm going to include the entire interview with Mickey Menhouse. And he dropped some really good gems, so you won't want to miss that. So until then, you guys stay blessed. Take care. I can cut that. I'll leave it in.
Here, how about I pick that up real quick?
I can,
Mile You can put it. Yeah, I can put it under mine.
That can go on the outtakes. Real.
Thank you.
The camera never. The camera never stops.
So as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted,